Richard Ellswick here, and this is my first recording for Forging the Path, our media, video, YouTube, podcast thing that Craig and Larry and I are doing to grow what we're creating to follow along in H&B and historic medieval battles and American Medieval Combat Federation and steel fighting in general, and the community, sword fighting and fencing and what's going on with it. So what I want to show you here is a way to find inexpensive tickets to Europe. This is mainly, of course, for going to the Battle of the Nations, and from a American perspective, of course, but I believe this applies to pretty much anybody that flies to travel to the events, and ways you can do this and make it a simpler, easier way to go. Of course, you can check out this video at our YouTube page, Forging the Path. If you just type that in the search, it will be number one right there at the top, Forging the Path. Okay. So what I'm suggesting you do is go into your browser and type flights.google.com and hit enter. And that'll take you to a search tool that Google has, and it renders to google.com/flights. And this is my primary way to find flights. It's not the only way, but things like Kayak and other services leverage the Google Flights service to get the comparison of fares and things like that. Doesn't mean you can't find cheaper flights over on the other services like Priceline and things like that, but it's a pretty damn good baseline, and I'm going to show you how and why and what all that means. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about points and how to fly to Battle of the Nations, and a way you can possibly fly twice to Europe, Battle of the Nations, for the price of one. So it'd have to be likely 2 consecutive years, but it's possible you could use it for you and your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, to fly with you as well, if you do it right. So going through the flight tool, okay, so we're going to use Detroit, that's where I'm at, okay, is my home location, and then I'm going to hit 2. Now I could type Barcelona, okay, say that's where it was going to be this year, and it'll give me the flights to there, or I could even say Europe, and it'll give me a bunch of flights to Europe at different times and different costs. Okay, but I'm just going to leave this blank for now, and I'm going to put in the dates. Okay, so we want about, we'll say the 24th to May 2nd. Usually tickets are cheaper the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time frame, sometimes at other times. Now, you can see here the date's updated. Places are still everywhere, so anywhere I want to go in interest, you could, hit this drop down and have other things like, what you're interested in, if you want certain things to be curated to you. Okay, so you can see if you scroll down here, okay, you can also put in, how many adults you want, and you could add other filters like how many stops. If you want only certain airlines and only certain times and things like that, you can actually change a bunch of that. You could do one way, you could do multi-city as well, and of course business and upgraded classes. I just leave economy to get a good rough estimate. Now, so you're going to Barcelona, say Battle of the Nations is in Barcelona, but you're like, well, the tickets to Barcelona may be expensive. Jump to the map view. Once you're in the map view, you come over here. I scrolled out and I'm scrolling in now, and you can see, whoops, it'll give you prices to fly to other areas in Europe nearby. So at this time frame, Monday, April 24th to May 2nd, price to Barcelona is $659, price to Madrid $626. You can see some of the other places. Milan, say I wanted to fly to Milan, because it's about halfway between Barcelona and Prague, which is not even shown on here. Okay, Milan's 707, so you can get a good rough idea. Now, let me hit Barcelona. Okay, so it shows the flights over here on the left and the hotels, of course, prices for that area. Now, if I come back up to Explore Map, okay, and I hit flights, it'll give me the listing of those flights and who. Okay, so I actually have. I like to sometimes filter out certain airlines so they don't show up, like TAP Portugal. I'll turn that one off. And the reason being is because they're really expensive and they're a low-cost airline. You'll get eaten up with fees. Okay, so you can see for $750 I could fly Delta. So those 600 fares were probably the TAP fares. Okay, so that's on the dates that I put in. But say I go, well, what if there's more to it? Okay, so if you hit the target date when you want to go, you can see here with flexible dates, you click on that, and now you get a view where you can actually move. Say you wanted to leave on Saturday and stay an extra day to Wednesday. You can see the price doesn't really change. So there's a lot of range here to have some flexibility of when you want to leave and when you want to return. To say you want to vacation more. Okay, but you can also see if you leave on Tuesday, a day later, it's going to cost you $40. Okay, if you leave on Tuesday and you come back Sunday, it's going to cost you almost $100 more. And of course, Tuesday and Saturday, you've jumped up $500. Okay, so that's what's awesome about that. You can also see a price graph. Okay, and the bottom graph shows you the dates of when you want to leave. If it's an 8-day trip, it'll show you leaving on Monday, returning on May 2nd at $745. You can scroll over and say leaving on the 7th, coming back on the 15th, $768. And you can see if you order it too far out, it's really high. But this price jump really is probably due to vacation season in Europe starting, summertime, springtime. So you can see that's if it was later in the season, it'd be much more expensive. So fortunately, Battle of the Nations decided to do it earlier, save on costs. And of course, if you want to go farther back, you can hit the arrow and you can see if you were to do it here, April 6th, the price starts getting up. Now this is where it starts getting closer to the time frame. So this is April 6th, that's about 4 months out, January, February, March. So just over 3 months out, you can see the prices start going up. So you can expect prices to Barcelona and, about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, the prices are going to start jumping up. Okay, as the airlines start filling up, these prices will go up. Okay, it's just, this is sort of that sweet spot of anything over 4 months, 3 or 4 months is where you get the price break of planning early to buy your flights. So if you wait till later, it's going to cost you more. So that's, to me, the big reason why I complain about Battle of the Nations every year, delaying whatever process they have and finding a venue for the next season. Okay, the next year. So that's the main thing. Now, another aspect of this is you can, of course, go back to Explore Map, because say you had to wait, right? You can now go to Explore Map and see if there's some other cities where the prices are cheaper. And then drive over or take a train over or even take another shorter flight within the country. Or perhaps you wanted to you saw a cheap flight to Rome, you wanted to go to Rome, vacation, and then fly back over to Barcelona for the tournament, return to Rome for your return flight. You could do that too. Now, I haven't used this yet, but they do offer tracked prices. So let's say I wanted to price tracking for flights. Select your flights and tap track button to start tracking flights. I've never used this, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's see here. Where can we do that at? I guess you go back over to the flights. Click one of them and let's see, is there a place to track? Next, choose return flight. Okay, let me just choose one. I'm not actually going to do anything with reserving these. The one thing with the Google flight search is you cannot reserve your flights in Google. You actually have to reserve it with Delta or KLM. Another difficulty and pain with Google Flights are some airlines don't participate. The big one in the U.S. is, of course, Southwest. Doesn't list their flights here, so you have to go to Southwest's site to check that out. So you can see track price here. So if I hit that, now it's going to view track prices, and I can hit learn more, and it'll tell me about it. So I'll start getting emails and information about it. Okay, so you can find kind of your desired destination and time frame, and start tracking it and get updates when their prices start going up, so you don't so it doesn't cost you too much. Okay. Now coming back over here, so this is going to cost me $763. So if I go to Delta's website, okay, they offer a credit card. Say I was flying with Delta. That for signing up, I would get, let's see, where is it? Somebody can earn, let's see, we'll go here. So I already have the Delta rewards card. So if somebody wanted to sign up and you signed up through me, I would get 10,000 points, Delta points, SkyMile points, because you signed up for the credit card and used it. Okay. I'm trying to find where the offer is. I don't see it here. There we go. Cards, charge, and credit card offers. Okay. So if you decide to go to the points route, please, 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 either through your friend or somebody else, sign up through them and let them get some points. Okay. So I have the gold card, but say I wanted to sign up for the platinum card from American Express, I would get 40,000 points after I spent 3,000 in purchases. Okay, in the first 3 months. So I have to spend that money. I'm already going to spend $770, $750 anyway on the flight. So I'm already almost 1/3 of the way there, right? To get 4,000 points. Plus you get each dollar you spend, so you're really going to get like 43,000 points. Now to take an award flight from the U.S. to Europe, it's about 65,000 points in Delta to fly there. Okay, so you are going to have to put some more spending on it, but you can do it, right? And I think I think the offer that they have for the gold card, even though I've already got it, is like 50,000, I want to say. And sometimes they have higher sign-up bonuses, like 60, 70,000, so you can actually get enough. Another card is the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So in this one, you get 100,000 bonus points, but there's an annual fee, and you have to spend, how much is it? 4,000 purchases in the first 3 months. So you might go, well, 4,000 is a lot of money, but you know, if you're going to Europe, again, you're going to spend, 700 to 1,000 on that. You're going to spend money on when you're in Europe, if you get it within that 3-month window. You might spend it on a rental car or other things to build up that as well. Now, what you get here is 300. You get reimbursed for travel, such as airfare and hotels charged to the card. These are the benefits that come with the card. You also get a fee application-free credit for global entry TSA PreCheck. So you're paying for it, then you're getting your money back. So in a way, getting the card kind of pays for it. I wouldn't say totally itself, but there's some unique things there. Of course, my suggestion is review it yourself, understand it, and everything. And the other part is and there's plenty of other stuff you can read up on and understand it. But the other part is, if you're going to do that, try not to go in debt. You don't really need to. It's a little late in the Christmas season to get this to buy stuff. But by the same token, if you're just getting into the sport as well, right? This applies. If you're going to spend $1,000 on armor, well, you're 1/4 of the way to taking care of this Visa card and getting everything lined up. So it's an expensive sport, but this is the way I've gone to 4 of the 5 European trips I've gone on to fight, I've paid with points. So there's only one that I actually went where I paid cash for the flight. So it can be done. I'm a little farther in debt than I really wanted to be, but that's, I'd have probably been in debt anyway if I'd have just put cash to go, or I wouldn't have gone as much. So there it is, folks. Forging the Path. Check us out, and if you really like this, keep coming back and let me know what you thought about it. And if you, like I said, if you're going to sign up for credit cards and spend money and do the points thing, you could possibly get almost 2 flights out of, or 2 trips to Europe out of the cost of going once. So, all right, cheers, later.